Welcome to my channel. I'm Megs, and today I'm going over 10 things I love about UCR. I'm a current undergrad at UCR majoring in environmental engineering, and as I'm nearing the end of my third year, I wanted to put together a list of things that make me proud to be a Highlander. So without further ado, let's get right into it. UCR has a beautiful campus. It has several large quads in the heart of campus sprinkled with trees like Pierce Lawn, a brand new 3-story student success center that is stunning from the inside, a 40-acre botanic garden a short walk from the Lothian Res Hall, and of course the landmark bell tower that juts out above everything else to frame the landscape beautifully. Now that the weather is starting to warm up, students are picnicking in the grass and taking naps in the shade between classes. If I had to give an overall generalization, I'd say our facilities feel very modern without the campus becoming a concrete jungle. Nature is integrated very well into the heart and outskirts of campus, so it has a very peaceful atmosphere despite the campus having around 26,000 undergrads, another 4,000 grad students, and close to 4,000 faculty and staff. Just by walking around on any given day, it doesn't feel overly crowded. If you haven't had a chance to check out UCR's campus for yourself or the Botanic Gardens because they are stunning, I have tour videos on my channel you can check out. We're also in the process of getting a brand new state-of-the-art School of Medicine building, which will be on the east side of campus, and also a living Native American garden in the center of campus. I also have to mention our gym separately because in my opinion it's the nicest gym in the UC system. The SRC, or the Student Recreation Center, is 2 stories tall, has indoor basketball and racquetball courts, a huge swimming pool, an outdoor sand volleyball court and tennis courts, all the gym equipment you can imagine, and fitness classes, so the SRC definitely has to be mentioned when talking about our campus. UCR has very prestigious rankings. I'm going to throw a bunch of stats at you that stand for themselves and show you what I mean. Number 1 in the country for social mobility 3 years in a row, according to US News and World Report. Number 2 in the country for financial aid, according to Business Insider in 2019. Number 1 in Pell Grant student performance among 4-year institutions, according to the Washington Monthly. Top 25 best value college, according to the Princeton Review. Number 3 in Hispanic STEM graduates in the nation, according to the National Science Foundation. Number 26 most innovative school in the nation, according to US News and World Report. Number 1 for Hispanic enrollment among selective universities, according to the Urban Institute. Number 3 public university in the country, according to US News and World Report. Number 29 engineering school in the United States, according to US News Best Global Universities for Engineering. Number 1 in Pell first-year retention rates, according to the Chronicle of Higher Education in 2021. Number 6 most diverse medical school in the nation, according to US News and World Report. And lastly, of our more than 26,000 students, more than half are first generation, and we enroll more students who receive Pell Grants than nearly every university in the country, and more than the entire Ivy League combined. So feel free to sprinkle any of those stats into a conversation casually when you're bragging about attending UCR. UCR's events are top-notch. Every quarter we have a large concert. In fall it's Block Party, in winter it's Winter Solstice, and in spring it's Spring Splash. Large artists are paid to come out and perform for us. We get free UCR merch, and there are fun stations with photo booths and free food. You can expect a turnout of a few thousand people usually for the concerts. They are a big deal. In the past few years, we've had artists like Thundercat, Twee, YG, Medeon, 21 Savage, the list goes on. ASPB, which stands for the Associated Students Program Board, manages campus entertainment. And aside from quarterly concerts, we also have events like the Homecoming Bonfire, which is one of my personal favorites. They have carnival rides and EDM DJs and fireworks. Last week we had a silent disco on campus. There are nooners at the bell tower every Wednesday, which are 1-hour performances by smaller music artists. And these are just the events put on by ASPB. This doesn't even include clubs or the Hub Programs organization events, so there's definitely always something fun to do on campus. And if I glossed over the giveaways too quick, let me mention it again. Even the sweater I'm wearing right now was a Block Party promo item. I got a sweater from the Homecoming Bonfire. And just this week, I got free stickers from the Hub Programs organization, so the giveaways are frequent and they're always very cool. UCR has many housing options. I currently live in an apartment off the main campus, however, it is still affiliated with UCR. There are 6 different apartment complexes with this campus affiliation, some of which are closer to the campus than others. All are within a 10 to 15 minute walking distance from the main campus, and they do range in affordability accordingly. There are also 4 residence halls on campus, one of which I lived in during my freshman year. There are many different room configurations. You can get a 2-bed, 2-bath single, a 1-bed, 1-bath double, a triple dorm room, all of which you can look over on the UCR housing website. One of the residence halls, Dundee, is brand new. It opened during the pandemic. I got to tour it as it was being built before things went online, and it is as swanky as you'd imagine a brand new dorm building would be. And one of the campus apartment complex's North District is brand new as well. It just opened this year. Again, it is incredibly nice. It has the vibe of a hotel when you walk through the halls. There's a connected gym, Scotty's convenience store, a game room, and also a few other cool touches. Overall, approximately 30% of UCR students live on campus and 75% of freshmen live on campus, so the housing facilities are very accommodating. People at UCR are down to earth. The campus overall has a very laid-back and friendly attitude. You might not think this matters, but having a student body that is as focused on academics as they are on their social life makes making friends a breeze. It makes waiting in line at the Coffee Bean so much better when you can turn around to someone and casually ask them how their day is going, have a 5-minute conversation, and maybe make a connection out of it. In middle school, before I ever even attended UCR, I went on a field trip here, and as part of our activities for the day, we had to interview a UCR student. It was so long ago now that I don't remember what the questions were, likely something about what it's like to go to college, but what I do remember is how warm the girl was when I, a little 14-year-old, interrupted her meal in the dining hall to ask her questions in the middle of her probably busy day. She treated me with kindness and enthusiasm and overall made me feel welcome. I can't say that every campus I've ever toured before committing to UCR felt that same way. And there's also something to say about the way that your campus culture can impact your mental health. Academic rigor can take a toll on you, and college is stressful no matter where you go. But having friends and classmates that are open and supportive and constructive is so incredibly important, especially when forming study groups and group chats. It's so easy when people are receptive, and that's so important in college to have a network of people that make you feel understood. UCR has great food options. At the Hub Plaza, we have a Panda Express, Subway, Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, Hibachi-san, Chronic Tacos, and The Habit. The barn was also recently renovated, and their outdoor patio bar is now open to the public with occasional live bands. There are 3 Scotty's convenience stores on campus, one at the Hub, one at Glasgow, and one at North District, which is brand new as of this spring quarter. We have 3 small coffee shops, Ivan's at Hinderacre Hall, Bites at Winston Chung Hall, which recently reopened this quarter after a staffing shortage due to COVID. They have a brand new menu, and also Emerby's, which was a pre-COVID staple that has yet to reopen yet. There are 2 dining halls on campus, Glasgow and Savor at Lothian. We used to have a large dining hall at Aberdeen Inverness, but we're still dealing with that staffing shortage. I am an advocate for the Lothian Dining Hall. I did live at Lothian my freshman year, and it was my go-to for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the occasional snack between classes, so I may be a bit biased. The dessert bar is outstanding. The vegan chocolate cupcake to this day is the best cupcake that I've ever had. There are cultural dishes offered by the chefs every once in a while, like tiki masala and pho, and also fan favorites like Texas grilled cheese with tomato soup and spaghetti. Clubs are abundant at UCR. There are around 600 organizations listed on Highlander Link, which is a website that tracks UCR news, club events, and the full list of orgs on campus. You can filter through the orgs by categories, some of which are academic or professional, action and awareness, arts and expression, cultural, spiritual, etc. I happen to be a member of the American Institute of Chemical Engineers at UCR. I served on the board this year as academic chair, and I am going to be next year's president. Most people I know are involved in a club of some kind. It's a great way to meet people with a similar hobby or to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. Clubs host events both on and off campus, online and in person, so you have lots of options. And being involved in a club consistently is something that you can put on a resume, and it's also a great way to make friends. UCR is very supportive of student employees. I happen to be employed by the university at the Academic Resource Center. One of my roommates is employed by the university at Dining and Hospitality Services, and many of my friends are employed by the university as well. To go back to that give or take 4,000 faculty and staff number I mentioned earlier, many administrative staff on campus are in fact students. Whether it be at the resource centers, research labs, restaurants, or libraries, just to name a few, there are many job opportunities for students at UCR. For many students coming in from high school with no professional experience, obtaining an on-campus position can be integral to their career. It provides a line item on a resume, likely a letter of recommendation later down the line, and a steady source of income. Additionally, on-campus jobs across the spectrum have the general philosophy that student workers are students first and foremost, so employers are very accommodating of your schedule. You will not and cannot be scheduled during your class time. More than likely, you will not be asked to work during finals week, and you cannot work more than 19 hours per week during a school session. So overall, you will be given much more flexibility in an on-campus position than you can expect to be given off-campus. UCR has a rich history with citrus. The Citrus Variety Collection and Citrus Experiment Station were established in Riverside, California in the early 1900s to support the needs of the developing citrus industry in Southern California. The Citrus Experiment Station became the foundation of the UCR campus and has remained at the forefront of agricultural and citrus research. We have citrus trees littered throughout the campus you are free to pick and eat from. There is a citrus gifts department that sells body care products, honey, marmalades, mandarin quats, and culinary oils from UCR's citrus trees. And we even have a second mascot named Norm the Naval because of our campus's involvement with citrus, and he is so cute. And number 10, last but definitely not least, UCR has donkeys. Let me say it again. UCR has donkeys. I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about UCR, and if you are a prospective student, I hope this helps you in your decision-making process. I have many UCR vlogs on my channel, so scroll down to the comments where I'll link the full playlist if you want more insight into what it's like to attend UCR. Please subscribe for more videos like this. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below or send me an Instagram DM. Thank you for watching, and go Highlanders!